G'day guys, James here from Essential Flyfisher. Here to talk to you about a few different saltwater options when it comes to rods and reels. As you're probably all well aware, there's plenty of different reels and rods on the market these days and it can be a bit overwhelming on what to choose. First things first, you want to decide what weight you want, and depending on what fish you're going to target. A good all-rounder, somewhere between an 8 to a 10 weight, will cover most of what you want to chase, unless you want to chase some much larger species. A really good starting point, if you just want one for everything, would be a 9 weight. Let's jump straight into a few rod options. A couple ones that I like personally. If you're going to do just a cheap budget end rod, a really nice starting point rod without breaking the bank too much is a 9 weight Smash done by Primal. Fantastic rod with only spending a couple $100. From that, if you wanted to match a nice reel to go with that, just a budget end, low end reel that does the job, the Redington Behemoth is probably the best value for money reel on the market. You can't go wrong with that. Only thing with a reel like this is, look, if you're only going to do a handful of trips a year, you know, maybe fish 2 weeks of the year, something like this will work, but in the long run, this reel won't last. It won't have the longevity of something which a top end reel will. If you were to jump into something like even a Grande in the middle price range, same again, it's in that sort of $500–600 range. It's gonna have pretty good lifespan, up to 5 to 10 years, depending how hard you want to use this reel. If you're going to use it a lot, it's probably not going to do as good a job as something in the top end range. I know it can be a bit of a bite in the bullet for a lot of people to buy a top end reel, but I can tell you, something like this, if you're going to be a serious saltwater fisherman, you will have this for the rest of your life and you will catch as many fish as you want on it. So going on from the reels and the rods, the next part of the equation is fly lines, and probably one of the more important parts as well. Big thing with saltwater fly lines is almost all of them these days will be heavy weight forward, which is what you want for delivering a heavy fly, and especially into wind. Depending what you want to throw and what you want to chase, a really good all-round line is a Grand Slam taper line, whether you want it in a floating or a sink tip. Most of what you're going to do you can get by with a floater. If you want to get specific and use flies that you want to keep on the bottom, like crabs for example, which a lot of saltwater fish love to eat, a really good line for that is something with a 15-foot clear intermediate tip. It doesn't have to be 15 foot, but a 15 foot is a really good option. A really good line for that is the Rio Flats Pro line. It's really nicely weighted and it has a beautiful taper on it for a nice presentation. My personal favourite line is the Scientific Angler Grand Slam line. So they do it in, it's only got about an 8-foot clear tip on it, but it has a really nice taper and it's a 3/4 line heavy, so it loads really well, which is really important when you've got a strong headwind in your face and a heavy fly. To go on further from any of that stuff, we could go into it in a lot of detail. This is just a little intro for it. If you want to know more about anything I've mentioned or anything outside of that, give us a call in the shop or send us an email and we'll be happy to talk further.